So just think about that for a little bit. Tune into that feeling. Everybody on this planet has had this feeling. It's so universal because if you have an ego, and if you have grown one, which most all of us have, it's like a divine dispensation if you get to not do the ego thing. I don't know anybody who's actually had that experience, although there are probably a few people. So if we have grown an ego, and that's what I mean by that is a sense of yourself as separate. I'm over here, and you're over there, and you're over there, and don't come into my space, and that's your space over there, etc., etc. And it sure seems real. It seems completely real. But it's only real on this level. So that's the thing. Traditional forgiveness just says, okay, this is the only level there is. There was a crime. The crime still exists. And if I'm a really good person, I will let go and I will forgive you. So that could mean several things, right? It could mean, well, I'm going to forgive you because I'm going to make some excuses for you. Oh, you poor thing. You did this awful thing to me, but you had a bad childhood. So I'm going to let you off the hook. Now that's sometimes called forgiveness, right? Or, oh yeah, you had a bad day because you drank a little too much and you were a little tipsy and you didn't know what you were saying. So I forgive you. I know you didn't mean it, right? That's another option. Making excuses, but keeping the crime intact. Now, sometimes people get further than that in a traditional forgiveness sense, and they really have a deep experience of, okay, this person is a child of God, and so am I. And so I'm going to do whatever it takes to get through all those walls that have happened over the trauma and the pain, and I'm going to reach past all of that to commune with the actual being. Then we're starting to get very close to what's called radical forgiveness, or sometimes I call it ecstatic forgiveness, because it truly is. So in the expanded version, we recognize, okay, so here on planet Earth, things do happen, shit happens. And it sucks sometimes, and we're going to be honest about that too. I'm not going to tell you you didn't have abuse in your childhood or whatever it might be, because you did. If somebody said to me, oh, well, it's okay. Your mother was very ill, and then she killed herself, but, it's okay. There's part of me that says, well, no. So we're going to be honest with that part, but that's the part that lives here. But we're going to say, but that's not all of it. That's not the whole deal. So what else is there? The rest of it is, okay, so this is a temporary experience. This thing right here called Anna, temporary. Okay? Including any other lifetime I or you have had, which is also happening now, and any other lifetime we're going to have, also happening now. Who's the one that's still here? Even though this all changes, it's floating by. It's temporary. It's going to just, you can watch it go. And the older we get, the more we realize it is floating by. So that means, who am I when I'm not attached to this particular thing right here? And then I have to realize, okay, so this isn't the only thing going on. Nor is it the only thing going on for anybody that I've ever had a conflict with. So if we expand to realize, all right, so I'm an eternal being. I've never been hurt in that sense. Never been healed because I never needed to be healed because I was never hurt. We realize that we're functioning on two planes at the same time. Most of the time we're thinking, this is the real one. And what I just said sounds nice, but is it true? So really, when we get to this expanded level, we have to ask ourselves, am I willing to shift gears and make the connection with God my priority, to where I want to experience freedom, real freedom and real peace while I'm here in this body? And if so, if that's really what my new priority is, instead of grasping at everything else that's possible in this playground, it's so possible to focus on lots of other things. So if it's possible that now I'm going to create this priority of aligning myself here, then what's in the way? What's in my way? What have I made? In A Course in Miracles, I'm a Course in Miracles student. I've found it's just incredibly powerful lesson. A Course in Miracles, in case anybody doesn't know, is a spiritual text of material that talks a lot about this. It talks a lot about the true meaning of forgiveness. And it also says there are things we made and there's what God creates. And they're two separate things. So if I really get that and I decide, wait, I really want to live inside of what God creates because it's what's giving me breath all the time, so I may as well really relax into it and enjoy it. What a concept. What's in my way? What did I make? What did I make up?
Crime.
I made up the crime on this level, yes. Even though I might get all the justification in the world that yes, it was a crime. But I also made up the crime that I did something to somebody else. And I live with the sorrow and the fear and the despair of whatever that is, and that's in my way. It's in our way.